7:02 post-game show. Head coach Scott Nagy joins us. His comments are brought to you by CMC Mitchell and Associates. Coach, we were just talking with you as you were coming back. I mean, to get the win, start off the year 1-0 is always great, but for you guys to do it, especially defensively, what you did tonight, I mean, you knew you would have an advantage defensively, but that was an area you wanted to see shore up. And how would you assess your defense tonight as a whole through 40 minutes?
Good. The effort was great. The entire time. It wasn't perfect, but the effort was good. And we started going under stuff there about the middle of the second half, and we quit doing that. And then we really got good when we quit going under and started fighting through ball screens. And thought our post played good, great defense, and they obviously don't score inside it, and their guards are physical. This is a physical team.
Yeah.
Really physical game. I said we worked hard to score 83 points because we didn't shoot the ball well, and we're still, we're a mess from the free throw line. We get those, the ball will go in, but regardless of that, we can't let it affect our defense. We want our defense to continue. That's a good start for us.
There was a moment in the game where I brought a flashback to the Austin P exhibition, and Jaheim Weber was the example of. There was a play against Austin P where there was a loose ball. Heem didn't get on the floor. You immediately go to the bench. You say, hey, that's not happening. Tonight, it almost seemed like every loose ball for your team, Sykes on the baseline, and Jaheim as well. I mean, many examples. You want that to be the DNA of your guys. Yeah. How close is your group to at least get to that?
They're closer. Point? There were still some opportunities that we missed out there, but they're closer, and we know – we just know that's what people want to see here, and that's who we want to be anyway. But we know that that's just part of the DNA of being a Saluki, and so we're getting closer to that. I was really pleased with our players, their attitude. Just whenever we sub, they because it's not an easy team to sub for right now. I'm still trying to figure it out, and as games get closer, though, that time will become minimal for some of them. We need Q to stay out of foul trouble. I still am struggling with just trying to figure out lineups. But I thought I was really pleased with Caden tonight. We were kind of bouncing around, and Jalen struggled a little bit. And when Caden came in, we really made a big jump. He just moves. He moves the ball. Doesn't try to do anything he can't do. Plays good defense. He just is. He is. So happy for him, for him to get minutes tonight and play well.
Will you get an assist on Caden's jumper? Because you were calling the play out. You were back to Delta State days calling the play, and you kept calling his name. Boom, they hit it. So you should get one for that.
Yeah. Well, I usually have more turnovers than I do assists. So,
Coach, your bench, I thought, really made strides since Lindenwood. You gave some of these guys that came off the bench tonight some starter minutes, and regardless of what happens in October, how would you assess those guys? You said a little bit they had a good attitude, but could you see some progress in practice this week, especially with those guys that maybe didn't play as well as they'd hoped on against Lindenwood?
Well, the attitudes have been good, and we did have good practices this week, and obviously I've changed the starting lineup every time, but we would like to settle in on something. Just so people have an idea and know what to expect. I think it's a little bit better that way. But I also told the guys if they're going to start, they have to earn that every day. I try to fire myself every day when I walk out of the office, because I know someday it'll be somebody else's office. I tell them the same thing. Fire yourself and come back and earn it every day. Don't expect that we just owe it to you. Nobody owes you anything.
Coach, another area that I've noticed just as a basketball fan, I saw it a lot last year. I'm seeing it now. Your interior passing, it's noticeable. How one that your guys are unselfish, but secondly, they can. Your guys make interior passes look easy, and it's not. Is that something you guys do in practice, or is it something you emphasize, or is it just something these kids just have instinctively?
Well, they know I like to throw the ball in. If you look at most of our sets, they're to throw the ball in. We can get a jumper anytime we want. We want to score around the basket. And we spend a lot of time. We have what we call ram action, driving and turn and look for post players ducking in. We just want to throw the ball down there a lot. We want to beat people up the rim. We want to shoot a lot of free throws.
Coach, one of the areas we were talking about too before you put on the headset and we talked to you, almost a near 6-minute drought in that first half, and that was a little bit around when Calron got into foul trouble. But then when Kelron came out of the game in the second half, your lineup found a way to still produce points. What did you see the difference of? A little bit of a struggle when Q left in the first half. It looked like in the second half it was much smoother.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and watch it, but it did feel like we were stuck on 26 forever. And Kelron's got to stay out of foul trouble. He's his fouls per minute are probably one of the highest on the team. We've got to get that figured out for him. But we have good backups too. I thought Jalen struggled a little bit tonight, but it was his first college game. And he's just going to get better. He's going to explode. He's got a super high ceiling. But we also have Seahawk. Zay can play that point. We're so much deeper at the point guard position this year, which makes our team better.
Well, this guy we're about to talk to here post game, Damian Mayo tonight, plus 29 is plus minus. I know that's not always the greatest indicator of a guy's play, but man, every area from offensive rebounds to the defense, the tenacity that he brings. I mean,
yeah, he was great defensively. Like in that second half, getting through ball screens and fighting, and that's what we need from him. That's what we need from him. And it's hard for me not to start him, but I think for a lot of reasons I like bringing him off the bench, even though probably of all our players he deserves to start the most. And so that's not an easy thing for me. And he's accepted it and accepted that role, and it makes it important for our team that he does. But he did a really good job defensively tonight.
And this isn't really a question; it's more of a statement by me, which is not always a great thing to do with anybody post game. But you look at the teams who have been really good in our league. Coach, sixth man of the year is typically always on a championship team, and I just feel this guy here to our right, man, he can, even though I know you trust him enough in terms of starting, but man, he does a lot for you coming off the bench.
He does, but last year he did, and then we ended up starting him, so those things can change too.
Yeah.
So, he's just going to do whatever we need him to do. That much we know.
Absolutely, Coach. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.